pitch and the facilities, as you already referenced, you've encountered quite a lot of that kind of stuff throughout your career. I was just wondering what's the most challenging pitch you've ever had to deal with. I was thinking maybe that pitch in Fiji.
Yeah, with the Toads. Yeah,
Can you explain a bit more?
that was true.
What happened then?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I was obviously at South Melbourne back in 1999, and it was the first sort of qualifying for the first ever World Club Championships in Brazil, which famously Man United pulled out of the FA Cup for. Never happened before or since, and a fair bit of prize money at stake at the time, I remember, for a club like ours. And the final of that we had to play, because we were in Oceania in Fiji, against the Solomon Islands team, I think, if I remember correctly. And yeah, warming up, there was Toads we had to remove from, we kept jumping on the pitch. And when you realise what was at stake, at the time you're kind of going, really, but when you realise it was at stake, like I said, fair bit of money and you know, the opportunity to play at the Maracanã against some of the best teams in the world. We ended up playing Man United, Vasco da Gama, in the Caxa of Mexico. It was quite extraordinary, and our president at the time, George Vasilopoulos, who's still around, he had these worry beads, mate. They got to working out that day. Let me tell you, he just kept thinking about our bank balance and seeing frogs and toads on the field. So yeah, it's an experience. Yeah, I think all those things, and you know, like I mean, obviously, you know, there's a difference between, you know, I don't know what is it, the seventh tier that Tamworth are playing in, but when we ended up playing Man United, we were a semi-pro team playing against, you know, Manchester United, the great Manchester United, who won a treble, and at the Maracanã, so there was a fair difference between us. But I can tell you, qualifying for that tournament actually probably destroyed our domestic season, because from the moment we qualified, players just didn't want to risk getting injured, or were just not interested in our league season. We had a disaster that season. They just didn't want to miss out on playing, and I think we ended up losing 2-0 on the day. But you know, we gave a decent account of ourselves, considering, like I said, the difference. You're not talking 7 tiers. You're talking a fair difference between us. And it showed that on the day, some of my players, who were, like I said, semi-pro, but good footballers, probably played the best game of their lives that day. So you kind of know that, you know, Tamworth, you know, they've had a couple of defeats recently as well. I think it's probably because their mind's been on this game. So what we're going to face on Sunday is probably players hoping to play the best game of their lives on that day. So, you know, that's why you've always got to be respectful of what you're going to face.
Dom.
You've spoken before about growing up watching English football and being a football fan. You've spoken about the Maracanã as well. I understand that you've got a job to do on Sunday, but do you think, from a personal perspective, you anticipate getting a chance to enjoy the occasion? I mean, the differences in facilities and sort of the novel aspect of it?
Yeah, look, I enjoy every game of football, like, irrespective. I don't think, I've never, you know, I'm big on telling the players that, you know, you don't dismiss any game of football. It's every single one of them's, you know, sort of we're blessed to be involved in. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy every game of football, and I'll enjoy Sunday. You know, probably could have played another game and maybe be a lot less focus on us, but I think that's a positive thing. Everyone, you know, likes a good story, and you know, there'll be, as Ian said, everyone will be rooting against us. So, but we're kind of used to that space as well. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I think whenever you play in these kind of games, you understand and respect how passionate, you know, that they are about their football club, their community, and you've got to be respectful of that. And our job is to go there and also, you know, put on a performance reflective of our standing in the game. We have a responsibility to do that too, you know, to say, yeah, we are a Premier League team, we believe we're one of the best sides, and we want to go and show that, irrespective of their opponent. I think that's what everyone would expect. Okay, thanks.
Matt.
You tell us who's playing goal?
Not really. I don't see why I should name my team to you specifically, or any of you in here, but Tony will start. You know, the other thing about Tony, everyone's sort of talking about his kind of debut, but the Czech League shut down in the middle of December. He hadn't played a competitive game for 3 weeks, and I think he felt pretty rusty as well. So I think it's a good opportunity for us to get some more game time into him. You know, he feels like he needs to play. Like I said, he felt, you know, even speaking to him after the game, he felt a bit rusty in that he hasn't played a competitive game for a while. I mean, obviously it's a different game, but I think it makes sense for us to give him another game and sort of just get him back into the groove of playing football.
Yeah, well, it was an impressive debut, one that he grew into as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of it. It's important that he sort of gets to know people.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, like I said, you know, I think his last game was December 15th or 16th. So, you know, like any player, I think when you play games, you kind of get into that groove a bit quicker. So I think it's an opportunity for us to give him another game on the weekend.
Can I clear something up on Rodrigo? There's sort of a lot went around when he came off, and the distressing scenes probably sparked one or two theories. Can you clear up that did he bang his head when he fell, and did he swallow his tongue or anything?
No, see, but that's, and I said that after the game, Matt, because I don't understand these amateur kind of, you know, we're talking about people's health and people's well-being, and I'm sure all of you protect your own medical records pretty closely, and you wouldn't want, you know, public speculation about what you may. I mean, I had this with Mikey, and I think he was concussed. Okay, he's had every check. Everything is fine. There's nothing apart from the concussion, and we'll follow concussion protocols. There's nothing. So all these amateur kind of, I find it really distasteful, like I said, because we can literally just say anything these days, and people take no offence or not affronted by the fact that you know people have no basis for anything. As I said, I'm not part of the medical profession. I rely on the information I get, and he's good. He was concussed. Everything else checks out fine, and he'll go through the protocols. And aside from the protocols, we'll just make sure he's absolutely right before he starts again. Thanks, mate.
Dave.
I just wanted to go back to the mentality of the underdog. You obviously know it well yourself. Are there any stories from your own career that really stand out, maybe triumphs that you've had as an underdog that maybe you want to share with the players or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing specific. Sometimes I'll even tell them the Toad story. I think people are tired of my stories a bit. I kind of feel like I feel like Grandpa at the family gathering. Here he goes again. He's the old war stories. But like I've been in that position a lot. Even even with the national team, Australia. We played the World Cup. We played the Netherlands after they thumped Spain in the first game, and pretty daunting. And we ended up losing 3-2. I thought we were unlucky on the day. But I've always felt that, especially football, more than any other sport, can be a real leveler in terms of the outcome, because in our game, still the hardest thing to do is score. When you've got such a disparity in other sports, the ability to score easy kind of doesn't allow for these kind of things. There isn't any other sport where you could get such an upset in a cup competition, apart from football, really. And that's because it is still a very difficult game to score goals in and really show the difference in levels. So you always respect that, and that's what I love about the game. It allows people at all levels to dream, and it's why the FA Cup competition is such a great competition, because it allows every club, irrespective of level, that ability to dream that that the fairy tale story could be theirs. So like I said, I'm on the other side of the fence obviously this time, and I want to make sure that we also show our capabilities on the day as well.
Just one little fact check on the Solomon Islands turn story. What was the surface that day?
It Well, toads like grass, mate. They don't like artificial. And they love ponds. There was a bit of water on there as well. So it was a combination of things that attracted them because it was a tropical sort of environment. So let's say to say.
Cool. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.